Hi, it's Sherry, and welcome to The Eyes Have It. Today is Answers Day. I posted a Q&A video saying if you've got questions, I've got answers. So here we go with some answers. Anna Peterson asks, Hi Sherry, if you could wear one color for the rest of your life, what color would you wear? Well, my favorite color is purple. Could I wear purple for the rest of my life? I'm not sure. I might actually choose blue just because there are so many different shades of blue, such as this, which I love. And she says, P.S. I think your dog is adorable. Thank you. Kate Shaw says, Sherry, I live in Western Australia and wondered if you have ever visited Down Under. I have not. I have a couple of subscribers in New Zealand and Australia, and I have always wanted to see the Great Barrier Reef, and it's just one of those things I never did. I've been to Hawaii, I've been to the Caribbean a bunch of times, but I have not been to Australia. That would be a very, very long trip for me, and Hawaii is, trust me, long enough trip. But I would love to be there. Molly Babbitt says, do you and your sister live close or far away from each other? And let me just throw in a little clarification here. Jasmine, that has been in some of my videos lately, she is my little sister. I am her big sister, and it is not a hereditary sister thing, a biological sister thing. It is an organization in the U.S. called Big Brothers and Big Sisters, where an adult woman becomes a mentor to a child or a young woman. And Jasmine and I have been big and little for almost 2.5 years. And before that, I was her mentor tutor in elementary school for 3 years. And thank you for asking about her. Alex Muse asked, does your sister live with you? And what's your favorite thing to do with her? No, she doesn't live with me because, like I said, she's not biologically my sister. She lives not very far away. Unfortunately, we live in a beach resort town. And so for me to get to her in the summertime can get a little hairy. I mean, it's a lot longer drive in the summertime than it is off season. But no, she lives about, I would say, maybe 5 miles from me. And I go pick her up. We spend one day together every week. And during the school year, it's Saturdays. And during the off school, it's Wednesdays. And my favorite thing to do together, gosh, we do so many fun things. I guess my favorite thing to do with her is go to the pool. I have a lot of pain from arthritis, and when I get in the water, the pain just goes away. And I can swim and do handstands and flips and all kinds of things, you know, for hours and just act like a kid again, which is awesome. So I'd say that's probably my favorite thing, because we just act like a bunch of nuts when we get in the pool. Northern Part asks about Missy. How long has she been living with you, and what does she like or dislike? I call Missy a rescue, even though she isn't technically a rescue. Most people think of a rescue as being a dog that you got from a shelter. Missy was bought by her first family from a breeder as a tiny little puppy, and then just before she was 9 months old, they decided they want to give her away. Just so happens one of my best friends, they were clients of one of my best friends, and the family who had her lived way upstate. I would have never met them or known anything about it had it not been. It just so happened my best friend was there that week, and they said, do you know of anybody who wants a dog? And he said, why, yes, I do, because I had retired that year at the beginning of summer, and I had been going to SPCA all summer looking for a dog and not finding anything, because I didn't want a big dog, because I'm a tiny person. Not this way, but this way. And Mikey said, would you want to adopt this dog? And said, yes, I'll take her, because she had the disposition I like, which is snuggly and lovey. I got her on October 4th, 2008. So yeah, I've had her for 7 years, coming up October 3rd. Yeah, so she's a huge part of my life. What does she like or dislike? She hates getting her feet wet. She's a real princess. She hates getting her feet wet. She doesn't, when it's raining, she'll walk across the parking lot and she gets to the edge of the grass and she goes, I can't put my feet in there. She is ridiculous. She's so hilarious. She keeps me laughing every day. Denise Lind asked, I would like to know if you have any advice on keeping your makeup on when you start to sweat before you finish applying. Denise, we are sisters from another mother, because I'm telling you, that's a real issue for me in the summer. And do you have any ways to keep your makeup in some order so that my counter looks nice and I don't have to hide it, just reach for it? Actually, I do. I'm a big organization fan in terms of like products that organize. Right now it's not in a good shape to be filmed, but I do have lots of organizers. My favorite organizer for makeup is the Muji drawer, Muji, and I believe their website is muji.org. They have a 4 skinny drawer set of drawers that is fantastic. It's not cheap. It's $25, or at least the last time I bought one, it was $25. But they are really, really worth it. They also have a bigger 2-drawer one for, bigger things like, your powders and stuff like that. But for like eyeshadows and blushes and that type of thing, oh my God, they're perfect. And lipsticks and lip pencils, all that. Next question is from Gabrielle Bieber. She asked, how many subscribers do you have? I'm just coming up on 400, so I'm going to be doing my next giveaway. She also asked, have you ever thought about going on a dating site to find a love interest? Years ago, I gave, a short try with Match.com, which I just didn't like at all. And I tried eHarmony.com. I didn't even get past the registration on that because they restrict, the age of the person that you can see. And I didn't like that. And I didn't like some of the other things, and I didn't like some of the profiles of people that I saw on there. But no, I mean, have I dated guys from online? Yeah, loads, but they were from online forums and online sites and websites and stuff that I frequented. They weren't dating sites. Just happened to be that I met them online. Sophie Vizanti asks, do you have a favorite place that you would like to travel to, and what is your favorite food to eat? My favorite food, I would say, is probably pizza. I love pizza. I can't get enough of pizza, and I have to really, stop myself from going to my favorite pizza joint because their pizza is so delicious. Pizza, and I love steak. I come from Ohio, which is big beef country, and, we ate a lot of beef growing up. And, of course, now, health-wise, I eat, very little beef, but I still love to go have a really nice steak now and then. Makeup by Shay asks, when did you start YouTube? Are you married? And how do you become a big sister? And what's your favorite part of YouTube? That's a lot of questions. Okay, when did I start YouTube? Well, 2 years. I started my beauty channel 2 years ago yesterday. And my first channel is just a channel that I used to use to watch YouTube videos. And then, I think when Missy was a puppy, I uploaded some pictures to that, or some videos to that channel. So I'd say that channel's probably more like maybe 7 or 8, 9 years old, something like that. Am I married? No, I am never married. There are people who meet their husband or, their soulmate, early on, and there are people who never do. And I just never had great luck with men. I've talked about this in previous Q&As. I dated a lot, but I just never found the right person. It's funny because I'm so modern in most ways, but one way that I'm very old-fashioned is in terms of sex. I don't have sex with strangers. I don't have sex with somebody I don't feel comfortable with. I don't care if they think you're supposed to have sex by the 3rd date. If I don't feel comfortable, not happening. So this is where a lot of my problem has been, is that there are guys who are out there just looking for sex, and I tell them from the get-go, this is not who I am. And they're like, oh, no, that's not what I'm looking for. Yeah, right. So anyhow, am I jaded? Just a little bit, yes. But yeah, not married and no kids, except my little sister. How do you become a big sister? Every county, as far as I know, every county in the United States has a Big Brothers and Big Sisters office. You just call them and say you're interested. And you have to devote, I can't remember the number of hours. I do a lot more than what's needed, what's required. But you have to meet with your little at least twice a month. And I think it has to be for at least a year. I can't remember the details, as I've been a big for over 2 years now. So, but contact your, just Google your local Big Brothers, Big Sisters office and give them a call. My favorite part of YouTube is meeting other people, and, just even though we've never met and we probably will never meet, just having these little connections and getting to know people through their comments and that type of thing, and watching videos. I mean, come on, who doesn't love that? Dee Dee asks, what is your favorite type of music? My taste of music is really eclectic, and what I'm really into at the moment just depends on, my mood or whatever. It's easier to talk about things that I don't care for. I used to be into country dancing, line dancing. So I was into country music a little bit because of that, but I never have been a big fan of country music, especially the old style, twangy country music. Some of the current modern country music, I don't mind at all. I don't like really heavy rap, gangsta rap type of thing. I don't like a lot of the messages their lyrics give about women, about devaluing women and looking at them as hoes and property. So I don't do that, but I do everything from classical to Latin dance to jazz to old rock and roll from my early days to a little bit of pop. That's all the YouTube questions. So we're going to flip over to Instagram. So here are my Instagram questions. Molly Babbitt again asking, what made you start your YouTube channel? After I retired, I got back really big into makeup. And I started watching YouTube videos, and I was watching Emily Noel 83, and also known as Beauty Broadcast, and I just loved her Midwest values, because I'm from Ohio. She's, I think, in Illinois or Indiana. I loved her honesty, and I loved, because she was a newscaster at the time that she started her channel, I loved her approach of, a business-like sort of approach to reviewing things, very thorough and that type of thing, because that's how I am. And while I love to have fun and be goofy and silly and everything, when I'm reviewing something, it's serious to me because I've been a product reviewer for many years. I watched a bunch of YouTube videos, but I just kept coming back to her, and she's the one that inspired me to start my channel 2 years ago. Gina Ravallo asks, if you had to stop ordering either BoxyCharm or NatureBox, which would it be? And when I saw this, I thought, oh God, what would it be? I will say the last 2 or 3 months, I have not been as jazzed about NatureBox. If you would have asked me, if it was back when I was on Ipsy, and you would have asked me NatureBox versus Ipsy, I would have said Ipsy out the door. And I did eventually send Ipsy out the door and switch to BoxyCharm. But I think right now, in this moment, I would say I would get rid of NatureBox and keep BoxyCharm, if I had to. Mary Gardner, what made you start your YouTube account? Already answered that. Mary Gardner asks, what is your favorite color? Purple. Laura Lotta asked, I know you've said you work as a volunteer tutor. Were you a teacher before you were on YouTube? Not technically. I was never a school teacher. But in my job, I did teach courses on how to write regulations. Isn't that fascinating? But I was with the federal government for 37 years, and a part of my job was to give classes to teach people how to write regulations. So I was a teacher of sorts. but not a school teacher. Olivia Wrigley asks, how's your love life? Oh, that's hilarious. My love life is non-existent, and I'm very happy with that, okay? I know that I am not everybody else, and that's okay. I love being who I am. And if who I am is not down the path that everybody else chooses, I'm fine with that. I don't feel like marriage is for everybody. I don't feel like having children is for everybody. I don't feel a lot of things are for everybody. There's a lot of parents out there who shouldn't be parents, if you know what I mean. So, no, I don't have a love life, and that's perfectly fine. I gave up men about 15 years ago. I just had one too many guys who said one thing in the beginning and then said something completely different once, I was invested. I'm done. That's not to say, I never say never, but at this point, I don't see it happening. It would have to be an amazingly special man, really. Oh, Olivia also asked, she said, I love your makeup skills. Could you do a contouring video? Contouring, I would be happy to do that. Contouring is not something I feel especially experienced at, because I don't do contouring and highlighting every time I put on makeup. And because I have a really fat face, a really, big round face, contouring, isn't exactly the same for me as it is for other people. Like every contouring video you watch, it says do the fish face to see where your contouring goes. It doesn't show anything on me because I'm just, my face is too big. But yeah, I would do one. I just, I don't pass myself off as any kind of expert on contouring. Thank you, everybody, for all the questions. I love you guys, not just because you ask questions so that I have something to talk about in my Q&A video, but I love that you ask interesting questions. And I really appreciate that. All right, that is it for my Q&A. I thank you so much once again for participating and asking questions. And I just want to do a little shout out to my little fan group over there on Instagram, Sherry A fans. Hi girls. Thank you so much for supporting me. And I want to thank everybody for supporting me. Whether you ask a question or not, if you watch my videos, even if you don't comment, participate in any other way, you are helping me and you're supporting me. And I appreciate it. All right, you guys have a fantastic weekend, and I'll see you the next time. Bye-bye.